Laurie, I wanted to take a couple of minutes for you to share um, publicly, as you've agreed to, which is super exciting, a very special testimony that you shared with me via voice message a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And so just, tell me what God gave you. I know that God gave you a tool, an instrument for reaching out to the people he wants to touch through you. It's something that's going to serve you in future, but from your voice message, I gather that God's already used it. So just tell me what happened.
Well, I'll go back because it's based on our work together. As my purpose becomes more clear, my message is becoming more clear. And in order to really grasp the message that I have for the people that I want to reach, I went back into my own painful experience and was able to break down my experience into phases. What I was feeling at this point of transformation, at the beginning and in the middle and towards the end. And this is something that we've worked together to build an outline framework for, like a script, or yeah, it's an outline for recognizing where these women that I'm working with are in their process. So first, to recognize where they are, and also second, to speak to it in a way, as I recognize my emotions that I had at that time, and speaking to them exactly at that moment, in order to touch their heart and reach them, and offer help, so that they feel heard, they feel seen. Um, I was excited about this framework, and I was sharing it with my virtual assistant, and because I want to share with her the content that we're going to be building on for the future. And as I shared with her just the process, and what we'd come up with these different phases in the process, in the transformation process of my clients, it touched her in a way that made her feel seen in her own process. She'd been through a very traumatic experience, and had been exactly in these phases, in these process that we'd broken up into 5 or 6 phases. She recognized herself in each of these phases. And so as I was explaining it to her, she started crying. She's like, that's exactly how it was. That's exactly how I felt. And to me, that was just such confirmation of the work that we've done together, and really how easy it's going to be. I'm not intimidated anymore, with how am I going to approach and what do I say, but it's really a script. It's an outline, something that I can work with. She's excited because now she sees the potential of her experience helping others. And so her mind's going, and she's offering more information and helping me really refine these phases, and understand what we go through, what women go through when they're in a crisis, when they're in a transformation process. So she's all in. She's joining the team, and because it touched her, and it was just a couple of simple sentences that we worked out together, recognizing these phases, recognizing the transformation process, the hurt, the pain that they're in these phases, and addressing them as a pain point. And yeah, it was incredible because, like you said, it's just the beginning. We're just developing it. It's ideas, but God's just really confirmed it in this conversation with her. So I was excited to share that with you because it was pretty amazing. It touched her, and I was just speechless for a few minutes. That's just like, wow, okay, let's hold on to that. What did we just say that touched you, and use that as content in the future for what we go out with? Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
and
amazing.
it, thank you so much for sharing that. And I wanted you to share that for people to actually hear it from you and see you share it. So if it's okay with you, I would just add 1 or 2 levels of detail so that guys know what it's about. I mean, essentially,
Yeah.
You help women who are currently in unhealthy, even abusive marriages, cope with what's going on in that marriage. In partnership with God, you essentially help those women find sure footing and be able to hold up under the pressures, hold up under the lies that the enemy is telling them, hold up under the accusation, and be able to move forward and start a process of healing and redemption and restoration and rebuilding, I guess, with the Lord. I mean, does that summarize it fairly?
That's the goal.
Okay, that's the goal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so there are 2 reasons why I wanted you to share this testimony. So first of all, when God just nudged me to ask you about when you went through your own painful experience, if there were any phases that you could identify, if there were kind of not milestones, that's the wrong word, but if there were recognizable phases that applied to other women's lives as well who are going through a similar situation and experience right now, I was just going with the leading of the Holy Spirit. It was just a nudge. And so what I celebrate right now is the fact that that has turned into a bona fide graph. It's a full-on illustration with like, this is how it starts, that's where it goes, this is where it goes wrong. And so I just thought it was a really cool tool that was going to help you, that was going to serve you. And I love that you just shared that with your virtual assistant, and you're in the middle of your process of getting really clear on what your purpose and your calling is, and God uses something in process. And there's no delay, like virtually no delay. We've only been working on this for a couple of weeks. As soon as it was done, you shared it with your virtual assistant, and just the power of God on a document, essentially. I mean, it's not just a document. And so that's the first thing, like God can and will use anyone who's just willing to engage him and willing to engage the people he wants to love and serve, but often in completely unforeseen ways.
Yeah, true.
And the second thing that I love about this testimony is, I'm so convinced that God has solutions and he has blueprints and he has revelation for us. And all he's waiting for is for us to reach out to that, reach out for that. And so I love that about this process that we're in at the moment, getting to receive that revelation from God for you and then seeing it literally touch and start to transform lives. So is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think that the key was for me, and it's something that I've taken as just a guideline for the rest of my work. As I talk to these women, it's something that she said is she felt seen. And I feel like God says through me, I see you and I'm here for you. So to be seen and to know that they're not alone, it's what I needed in my time of need. It's what she felt. She felt seen and understood. And as I continue to work with her, it's it's an awesome relationship because she's helping me with my virtual media, everything. And I'm walking her through the healing process of her transformation. So to feel seen and to know that God is here for us, but also to know the coach is here for her is crucial. So I'm taking that key with me.
Awesome. Well, those beautiful final words, and thank you so much for sharing that, Lori.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Cool.